Good evening and welcome in. I'm meteorologist Kit Thomas, and this is the only half-hour weather show in the Mid-South. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Of course, we've had some active weather this past weekend. The weekend before that, we had rain on Saturday, then we had rain on Sunday. This weekend, now as we look at next weekend, it's looking actually pretty quiet for us. We've got some warm. Let's take a look at downtown this evening as everything has been pretty quiet through the day today, though we did start off with a few flurries around the area. It was a cold start to the day. We just had a little bit of that moisture still trying to wring itself out of the atmosphere, and we're definitely seeing those temperatures well below average for at least the day today. Now, of course, those temperatures around the region have also gotten quite a bit warmer than they were this morning, but we cooled down quite a bit over the last couple of hours here. We're at 39 here in Memphis, so a chilly evening. Again, spring officially starts on Friday. That's March 20th. But meteorological spring starts on March 1st, and that's also where we've seen the warm spring-like temperatures for most of the month, but we can still get those late season cold fronts in mid-March, and it's definitely a cold front that came through just yesterday. Right now, 37 in Dyersburg, 39 in Covington, 42 in Tunica and Clarksdale. They've been hanging on to just a little bit warmer temperatures around the area through the evening. The winds are coming out of the northwest, around 15 to 20 miles per hour for most of us, but the gusts have been very gusty. We had a lot of wind damage yesterday, not only just from the severe thunderstorms that came through, but from the frontal winds. Ahead of the front, we had winds gusting upwards of 40 miles per hour. And then we had the cold front that came through with the severe storms. And Memphis Airport actually recorded a couple wind gusts over 50 miles per hour. And there was a severe thunderstorm that actually brought 75 mile per hour winds in Jonesboro, Arkansas, technically just outside of our area, but that was with that intense wind that we were expecting around the area yesterday. Looking at the water vapor out across the West Coast, this is sort of our next weather maker, what's going to be moving in across the western U.S. and leading to some extreme heat out there, way above the normal for the western U.S. We're also going to be influenced by this same high pressure. It's just not going to be focused right over top of us. We're still going to be on the warmer side of things. So you can see some pretty interesting features out here as well. As you look off towards the open Pacific here in the North Pacific, we've got sort of this overturning of the winds. You've got some strong winds to the south and some reverse winds to the north, and that's leading to this little wave feature. We call this a Kelvin-Helmholtz instability, and we just didn't come up with it before someone else had the research numbers to call it. So usually we'll have a cumulus cloud, a nice name for something, but then if someone discovers it after we've really gotten into the weeds of things, they put their name on it. So one of those waves that we've seen in the atmosphere across the northern Pacific, really cool. We kind of see this sort of mushroom effect of sort of a reverse jet stream coming across the eastern Pacific here. This is the high pressure, and there's sort of a counter-rotating low pressure just to the south, and that is acting sort of as a barrier for the jet stream. So it's sending a bunch of moisture off to the north. So British Columbia, the Pacific Northwest of the U.S., likely to see more moisture in the next couple of days, and that's actually going to send a couple more snowstorms across the northern U.S. in the next couple of days. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing that high pressure move into our area, so that'll push in more dry conditions as that eventually works its way to the east here. But looking at here, this upper level low that we've got across the Midwest right now, that brought some very cold temperatures down across the deep south over the last several hours. And the jet stream, you see it connects down here all the way up the east coast of the U.S. This is an area where we were anticipating some severe storms today, but some prefrontal convection happened. And that actually killed any chance for those severe storms to be quite as intense across the Midwest or the mid-Atlantic states here. All of that early rain just gobbled up some of that early heat. If we had stayed clear, we might have seen that cold front coming through, leading to more of a DC impact. But here across the North Carolina area, there are still some severe thunderstorms ongoing around the Raleigh area right now and into eastern North Carolina, just right as that cold front has pushed in. Also some heavy snowfall across the Pittsburgh area on up towards Buffalo. This is right on the backside of that low pressure that was moving through the Great Lakes region. There you can see that low, sort of the curvature of those snow flurries across lower Michigan and into the lower Midwest as well. So that is the low pressure that led to our severe weather yesterday. And there is still a chance for some severe thunderstorms out across the mid-Atlantic to southeast coastline, but it is a grade lower from what we were expecting yesterday. We had the level 4 moderate yesterday, but sometimes it's difficult to pinpoint when the convection will start, and it was just a really strong jet stream that allowed that convection to start up early on and led to some of the reduction in that severe threat. We always like it when it gets reduced, but it can be a bit of a communication issue, of course. As we look at the jet stream in the next couple of days here, that high pressure, like I said, moving in across the desert southwest. Meanwhile, the jet stream way off to the north. So that is leading to some very, very warm temperatures, 20, 30, 40 degrees above normal for many of these places out towards the west. Meanwhile, we're just going to be under the sort of the descending arm of that high pressure ridge with that jet stream coming in across our area. So that's going to lead to sinking air. High pressure at the surface is under sinking air. So we stay very clear through the rest of this week. Really not a whole lot in our forecast. Overnight tonight, we're staying very clear. So that's going to lead to those temperatures dropping dramatically. We could be seeing some record temperatures around our area, but on the cold side, as the west is going to be looking at record heat later on this week. Tuesday evening, we've got some clouds coming through, so maybe that'll keep us a little bit warmer out there as well. That'll be nice. As we look into Wednesday, we see just a little more sunshine around the area. We'll just have some clouds and some sun over the next couple of days here. The long-range model really not showing much difference, as we might see just a little bit of rain back to our east on Thursday into Friday, but it just misses us. Maybe as we get into Friday evening, this model shows just a few showers, but it's really the only one. I put it on here just to say that it's a narrow chance that we see some showers, but it's not going to be any really appreciable rainfall for us. Let's take a look at the temperature trend, though, as we head through this week, because we are cold across most of the continent. But we are seeing that trade-off with that high pressure building off towards the west. It's pushing out all of that cool air back to the north, and we're seeing that extreme heat across the southwest, so much warmer than average across most of the western country. We'll see those temperatures also getting back above average for us as well. So the Climate Prediction Center, they sort of do the long-range forecasts of on the week scale rather than the day-to-day scale. That's more of the Storm Prediction Center does the day-to-day severe hazards. It looks like we're looking at some very high confidence. So the probabilities here of lower or higher than average temperatures is more of a confidence, not necessarily the departure. But of course, if it is going to be extremely high above, more extreme above average or more extreme below average, that builds the confidence. So nearly 100% chance of those temperatures being above average across Arizona and really most of the western U.S. and even the southern U.S. Looks like we'll be seeing those temperatures next week above average. And we're already seeing that by the end of this week, those temperatures getting back up into the 80s. We'll look at the 7-day here in just a minute. Looking at a hard freeze overnight tonight, and of course those temperatures dropping down into the mid-20s are a bit risky for any plants that are out there. If you've already been planting out there, you know, we're going to see those the risk for a hard freeze damaging them. If you have frost hardy or freeze hardy plants, they should be fine overnight. Really not looking at much chance for anything to completely kill off everything. Some plants are fine in some deep cold, especially late season. I've got a lot of garlic and onions. Those are good. It's just if you have any leafy greens that you've already started to try and plant, any fresh flowers that need warmer temperatures, those are probably going to be affected by these mid to low 20s out there tonight. That's why we do have a freeze warning out across the area. It's really nothing for you and me going out. Of course, it's going to be cold, so bundle up, but the pipes in your walls probably not going to freeze with this kind of a cold temperature. It is going to be cold, but it's not going to last very long. We are going to warm up quickly enough tomorrow afternoon to get that to be less of an issue. Plus, all of the ground has warmed up quite a bit over the last couple of days. We only see pipes freezing when we've had an extended period of cold temperatures, and then we stay several hours well below freezing. Since the temperatures have been in the 70s and 80s for the last couple of weeks, the ground has warmed up quite a bit, so it's not going to be really impacted by that for us. Now, this is about the time that we see our average last freeze. Technically, it's one day before the average, but overall, it looks like things are going to warm up in the long term, so we really don't have another frost on the way. This may be our last frost and freeze for us around the area, but we'll see. We can still see it in April. It's also going to be record cold temperatures, I mentioned, across our area, across the deep south, even into the mid-Ohio Valley and down into Florida. As we look into Tuesday and Wednesday, record cold lows and record cold highs are expected across any of these spots here on the map. So definitely a big change from what we've had over the last couple of weeks, but it's just that one big cold blast, and then we're all warming back up soon. So tomorrow, mostly sunny. We'll have a high around 47 degrees, a few degrees warmer than it was today. Mostly 40s around the area, low to mid 40s across eastern Arkansas, mid to upper 40s in northern Mississippi, and low to mid 40s here into western Tennessee as well. So a nice day tomorrow, a lot of sunshine in the way. It's not going to be quite as breezy tomorrow either, so that's good. We do have the impact alert for that freeze warning tomorrow morning, but overall, you and me, we just got to bundle up as you head out in the early morning, and everything else will be fine for us. Looking at temperatures getting back to the 60s there by Wednesday. Thursday, we've got 70s on the way, 80s on the way by the later part of the week as well, and that's going to keep us nice and balmy out there. We've got a lot more coming up tonight on Weather Impact Now, so lots of sights and sounds from around the country. All of that is still ahead. We're taking a live look over downtown as the sun is setting. Stay tuned to Weather Impact Now.